But he was a horse that both Jason and I inspected in December when we were over in New Zealand. He was a gorgeous yearling. We certainly didn't expect to be able to buy him. He's out of one of New Zealand's better young broodmare prospects. Ruud Van Slaats was an outstanding racehorse herself. It's only her second foal. He was certainly one of the picks of the Trelawney draft, and we were very happy to get him. Ruud Van Winkle had a great line of horses. It's his first season at stud in New Zealand, and there's certainly been horses like High Chaparral and Carnegie that have come down with similar profiles to him and had great first crops. So we're pretty keen to get hold of him. We've been rapt with what he's done so far, and he'll probably begin work in the end of June. Hopefully give him a trial or two early spring. If not, he'd probably have a little spring break, but we wouldn't rule out that he's going to have some potential to be a decent 2-year-old. Ruud Van Winkle himself was a very good 2-year-old, and Ruud Van Slaats himself got up and about early as well. So he's got plenty going for him. Everything we've seen of him so far has been very pleasing, and as you can see, there's plenty of horse there. He's a lovely colt.
So the first foal out of the mare won its first start as a 2-year-old by Pins this year. And normally Pins wouldn't even get to the track at 2, so...
Just stand him up if you want, Lugie.
So that was pretty promising. They ran him in a stakes race second up, and he started favourite, and he got caught up behind a bunch of horses and finished a close 5th, and they spelled him after that. So at least the mare has shown from a first foal that she can get him going, and they're competitive in stakes class at a young age. So this bloke should hopefully do the same. Ruud Van Winkle was I think it was a 132 rated, and what that basically means is if you can get into the 120s, you're outstanding. I think Black Caviar was 133 or 132 as well. So
he was a high rate horse, and so you think, who was Jewel Cox Plate winner, won multiple Group 1s. I think he was a very, very good racehorse.
And the Rude Awakening in the family won the New Zealand 2-year-old Millions race, and they brought it back for one start in the spring, ran 3rd in a Group 1, and they're going to bring it back for the Railway in December in New Zealand out of the same family. So there's a lot of speed in the family, and crossing it over a stallion who was fantastic at a world champion at a mile as a 3-year-old. We're hoping this bloke will obviously run late 2 and then at 3, 1600, up to 1600 metres, and he might even get further. But when you look at his pedigree, it could do either. Like, you could end up with a speed horse, or it could get you up to 2,000 metres. So the mother was a multiple Group 2 winner, and she was placed at Group 1. So he's probably the best bred horse we've bought in probably 4 or 5 years. Like, you normally can't get hold of project like out of young mares who are Group 2 winners themselves or Group 1. They normally make a whole heap of money, but he's by a first season sire, and you can get some value there. So, but we've done that a lot in the past. Savabeel was a stallion that we liked as an unproven stallion. We bought into those, and Darcy Brahmas, Northern Meteors. So each year we try and buy a few first season sires, because you have to take the punt that if you can make it there, you're not going to be able to afford them if they go to the top of their tree. To us, he's a great sword. He's got a good hip where the power comes from. He's got a very good shoulder, good deep girth. So from his wither down to where his chest starts, it's nice and deep. He's got a great attitude, and when you see him walk, he's got that panther-like walk where he's got a good overstep. And I think particularly in a horse that's going to get a little bit of ground, they like to see that overstep happen. It just means that they're nice and athletic, and proportionally their angles are working for them. So he's got a lot of quality about him. As I say, he was one of the horses at the top of our list to try and get.
We've had a lot of horses from New Zealand, and how long's a piece of string? Like, we had Shamrocker, who ended up winning the Derby, but she also, as a 2-year-old, won the BRC Sires here. Sham Express, who was just retired back to New Zealand to stud, he won his first 2-year-old race here in December, but he was, again, a better 3-year-old. He won the Newmarket as a 3-year-old. So I would expect this guy, he'll be racing as an autumn 2-year-old, and whatever he shows then, you'd be a step ahead. The one thing with the New Zealand horse, you do expect
that they do improve as 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds.